We're recording. Back to my channel. I, like you saw in last week's vlog, have been with Erica.
Hi, hello, America.
As we're filming this, we've only been together for 48 hours. We have 4 days left. But this is my best friend.
The most magical 48 hours of my life.
She and I have been friends for
7 years.
7 years? 8 years? 7 years.
7 years.
Because HGP's been alive for 7 years.
Yeah.
So, we've been friends for 7 years. We lived in Virginia together. She moved to the West Coast right around the time I moved to Charleston. So I'm visiting her in Cali right now near Laguna Beach. And she's gonna glam me. So for anybody that doesn't know Erica, she is a makeup artist. She has a makeup YouTube channel. She's also a photographer, wildly talented. I make her do my makeup for anything and everything important, but I haven't had her do my makeup in
It's been a long time.
a year and a half.
Well, first of all, we haven't seen each other. It's been close to 5 or 6 months since the last time we've seen each other.
Yes.
And it's been a really long time since I've done your makeup. We're gonna glam up Hope today. And if you know nothing about myself and my makeup style, I am extra.
Yeah,
Extra.
So this is what I wear every day, which is minimal. It's like CC cream, some mascara.
Hope is she's a natural beauty, and we love that about her.
Nice.
She's a natural beauty, but you see over here, we like
we like glam.
We like glam.
We're opposite in every way. So like blonde brunette, casual extra, you know. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like preppy.
We're like yin and yang.
Yeah.
We just
I
complement
almost
it.
just said preppy punk rock. But you're wearing a shirt with holes in it.
Yes, I am.
She's gonna glam me, which means I have to wipe this off my face. I'm very broken out at the moment because I've been traveling nonstop, so we're gonna disregard that.
I'm very excited because Hope doesn't know what we're gonna do for her face.
Yeah,
And honestly, I have a vision, but like I'm not quite sure which direction it's gonna go
We
in.
haven't really planned this at all.
But as you can see, Hope does not wear a lot of makeup. And when Hope does, like when I do glam her up, she's like very, very subtle, maybe a little eyeliner, a tiny little lash, and like that's it.
Because I feel like I don't do well enough on my own makeup to like.
You like, when I've done your makeup before, what you've liked is a really thin top liner and then like maybe a little sparkle. Just a little.
Yeah, see, I feel like I have really small eyes, and so when I do really heavy makeup, I always feel like it makes my eyes look really small on my face, but Erica does a good job of like not. She actually knows what she's doing.
Kind of.
She does.
Not really.
No.
It's fine. I've got my palettes here.
My freckles are here to play.
I've got them here. And we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna play with some color.
I'm scared.
We're gonna play with color. Are you okay with that?
Do I have a choice?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, we're back, and this is really special. These clips, look at that. I look like I have horns.
You look
Anyway,
cute.
we're gonna ignore the breakout that's happening. I don't know what's happening with my skin, but you know what? Real life. Check out those pimples.
She's beautiful.
I love that for me. Let's just put makeup on.
So do you want me to walk them through like what I'm doing? Is that what you
Yeah.
want me
No,
to do?
let's tutorial it up in here.
Okay, tutorial it up. Oh, also we have questions to answer while we're doing this. That
yes.
we will answer.
Yes, we asked Instagram what you wanted to know.
So first I'm gonna start with her brows. Since we are doing crazy eyes, we're gonna do eyes first. So brows. This is Hope's. She uses the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. So we're just gonna freak them up a little
And
bit.
even though I use this in my own life, Erica is gonna take it and make my brows look.
You already have good brows.
Phenomenal.
You really don't need like a lot to them.
I do have pretty good brows, except they used to be like double the thickness.
Really?
They used to be like literally up to my forehead. Like,
Really?
Yeah, and my mom used to wax them when I was little. And I vividly remember she tried to wax them one time and took a giant chunk out of my eyebrow, like the whole thing.
Oh no.
And she ripped the wax off and then just looked at me and started like wheezing. She was laughing so hard and I immediately knew that.
Oh my
like,
god, I would never let my mother wax my eyebrows.
Yeah, I had
Literally ever.
had a lot of faith in Amy Taylor. Okay, so the first question that a couple people asked us is how we met. So you tell your perspective of that first.
Okay, this is actually a really funny story. Okay, so Hope and I both grew up in a really small town in Virginia, and actually, come to find out, we didn't know this when we like first met, I guess, like internet met.
No.
But we were like literally half a mile away from each other. Like she lived in the neighborhood over.
Oh yeah. Also
didn't
that
know-
slouch that I was just doing.
Didn't know that at the time, but anyway, so I actually bought a seat to her very first workshop she ever did. And because like Hope said, we're both photographers.
This was in what, 2013?
long time ago.
2012, 2013? So it must have been 2014.
2014.
I graduated that year.
Yeah.
It was the year before. Okay, yeah.
2014.
Okay, 2014.
So I signed up for her workshop and I was just very, very dumb, okay? And I didn't realize I had scheduled my SAT for the same day and I was like panicking, and so I emailed her. I was like, oh my god.
The day before.
No, it was like the week before, but still, like
No.
I spaced out. It wasn't that close.
It was
not
a
the day
maximum
before.
of 48 hours before, because I was
No.
at Target buying the meals for the event when I got your message.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, Anyway, so I goofed up and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I scheduled my SAT, like, and I didn't know what the etiquette was at the time, so please don't come for me. But I was like, can I have my money back? Because I didn't know, I felt bad. I was like, I can't go, like, I didn't know what the etiquette was. And she was like, sorry,
so
like,
mad.
you know, it's non-refundable, but what we can do instead is we can do a little mentoring session. I was like, you know what, perfect, that's great, like, so sorry, I apologize. So anyway, I had a mentoring session with her, and I don't know, we just, like, hit it off, like, right off the bat.
Yeah, because then I did pictures of you and Josh after that.
That was, yeah, because then you had another mentoring session with another photographer, and you're like, hey, do you and Josh want to model for me? And I was like, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just, like, hit it off, like, and honestly, wait, you want to know really funny? I think I've told you this before. You want to know something really funny from our mentoring session?
I'm scared.
I just remember, so I was, like, starving by the end of it, and Amy Taylor, the cutest little thing ever. She like had these little snacks prepared for us, like a little cute little bowl of like M&Ms and like popcorn and stuff like that. And like we're sitting at the computer and I am literally famished, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Famished. And so I just start like inhaling like
the
M&Ms,
popcorn.
Popcorn.
Yeah, there was
like,
popcorn. She literally like
I looked
fistfuls.
I was so crazy, but I was so hungry, like I felt like I was gonna pass out, and I just knew like it wasn't something that we like said in that moment, but I knew it was just like I'm eating so much.
I was eating with you. What did we even talk about at that mentoring session though? Like I think I was teaching you just like the basics of using your camera. Like I
because I already knew all that. So you're like, oh, it's better off that we ended up doing this because you were like,
because you were more advanced than what you needed.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Yeah,
what did we talk about? Marketing stuff? Editing stuff? I don't remember.
Literally don't remember.
I remember getting your message though, trying to get a refund. Like, and I was literally out shopping like for the meals for this event. And like it's been planned for like months and months and months. And I'm only what, 16, 17 at the time? And so I looked at my 17, maybe 18. I looked at my mom and I was like, what do I tell this girl? Like I can't give her money back. I've already bought like all the gifts and all the food. Like what do I do? And I feel like, I don't remember if we gave each other sass. I don't think we did.
No, we didn't, because I felt really bad.
Okay, yeah, no, I think we were like pretty...
I just didn't know what the options were. I just felt, I didn't know better to like not ask. And then we just like became friends. We just like hit it off and then we just started talking and never stopped.
Yeah, but then Josh, you had just started dating Josh. Yes. And I knew of Josh because he posted something mean about me in high school. And so I knew about him through that, and I knew...
disclaimer though, he is not that...
No, oh my god, he's obviously, we're like besties. He's sitting right there. We're besties now. But he had posted something mean about me, so like when I asked you guys to model for that thing, I was terrified.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Because I had no idea that you and Josh knew each other until we were in person.
Well, and I don't even think it had clicked with me, like... who Josh was until you guys got there, because like we had gotten in this like social media battle in high school, but it had been like years before that. So anyway, they showed up and I was like what if he hates me? But then it was so fun.
Yeah, we had so much fun.
I don't remember the time we hung out after that though.
We just
started. Oh, we went to Bravo.
Yeah.
And then you met my family and you were like, they're so much more dysfunctional than I thought they'd be.
Yes, I automatically fell in love with your family. It was great.
Yeah, and that's that.
And we've just been chatting it up ever since, and
that's
here we are.
That, and here we are, living on opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
Look at these brows.
We did a little brow snatch.
I don't know her. I've never had brows like this. They're pretty.
Good. You need to grow them out a little bit more.
I get it. You've been yelling at me.
No, I just really like
She yelled at me off camera that my brows aren't bushy enough. She told me I overpluck. But it is what it is.
Anyway, now we're gonna move on to eyes, and I'm gonna prime using the P. Louise base, which is the best base ever, since we're gonna be going in with some
Let me readjust. I feel like I'm gonna be sitting here for a minute, so I wanna ask you how you got into makeup. You've always been almost like equally, if not more passionate about makeup than you have been about photography.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I've known you.
Yeah, so I just like, as a child, I was always a very, very creative child. My sister was the athletic one, I was the artsy-fartsy one. Like, I was just always creating stuff, doing stuff. I kind of got into makeup and photography like around the same time when I was little. I remember wearing makeup in like middle school and it was not cute, but...
Were any of us cute in middle school?
Oh man, I used to do this huge black wing eyeliner. Any of my friends could
She
tell.
was a Lady Gaga fan.
Huge Lady Gaga fan. I just liked...
We should pull up some of those pictures.
No, we will leave those. I just really liked like the idea of transformation and just like, I don't know, like I liked how you could make yourself look however you wanted to look with makeup, and I was just always fascinated by it. So I started doing it when I was little, and then I kind of started incorporating it into my photography. There's literally some like photos of me like having crazy makeup on and stuff like that. And then as I got all older, then YouTube came and I started watching all these people do makeup on YouTube. And I basically, I'm self-taught, like I've just taught myself, you know, everything I know, and then through YouTube and stuff like that.
That's the part that blows my mind, is that you're totally self-taught. I want to know what your first impression of me was, like on social media versus your first impression of me when you met me in real life.
Honest?
Yes.
First impression of you, so social media, Hope. I thought you were very preppy, very Southern, you were very religious, you're a Christian girl, like just kind of just like, I thought you were like the sweet like girl next door type, wholesome, yeah. And then I met you, and not that you weren't those things, but there was also this side of you that was so bubbly and vivacious and like energetic, a little like,
I say cuss words.
yeah, like she would, like she cussed like a sailor, and I was like, whoa, like I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
But that's not like your first impression, because you were very, very professional the first time.
Right, like
the
our
first time we
hung out as
and like
friends.
started opening up. Yeah.
Right.
No, I was just like, oh my gosh, there's another door to this girl. Like there's another avenue we need to go down.
The not professional HTP.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so
And
and then I
here
met
we
your
are.
family, and it clicked. I was like, oh, it makes sense
The
now.
dysfunction
The
makes
dysfunction.
Oh.
Okay, now wait, what was your first impression of me? I don't think you've ever answered that before.
I don't know, because when I met you as like a student at first. So
Yeah.
I'm not like, I am thinking of you in like professional, like photography, like, I don't know, like through that lens, you know? And so, I don't know, I mean, I thought you were super sweet. I wanted to punch you in the face that you tried to get a refund.
I didn't mean it in an offensive way. I know you didn't. I just didn't know what to do.
When I met you though, like I was like, she's so sweet. And I truly don't remember, but I remember like feeling like I could be myself around you, you know? And then like us, we hung out after that, and it was immediately just like, oh, like we're fun.
Yeah.
Like this is fun.
Oh, we're fun.
We vibe.
By the way, I'm going in, let me tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm going in with the Me, Myself, and Mitchell palette in collaboration with Beauty Bay, and I'm dipping into this hot pink down here called Morning Glory.
Erica, I'm scared.
Don't be scared, embrace it. It's makeup, it wipes off.
I don't know why I vividly remember like you and Josh got into like a bickering, because you and Josh like never fought. Like you guys were in the honeymoon phase of your relationship when we met, but we lived like half a mile down the street from each other, and there was one time that you guys got in an argument and you just showed up at my front door with a bag of chips. And you were like,
I remember that.
You were like, I just need a break, so can I come inside? And I was like, this is the moment we're gonna be best friends.
Oh
like,
my god, wait, I didn't remember that.
That's the moment in my mind that like transferred us from being like acquaintances to like
friends.
You showed up with like no shoes on and then half-eaten bag of chips, and it was like not a personal size bag of chips, like a family value size bag of chips. And you showed up at my door holding your chips, and you were like, "Can I come inside?" And I was like, "Yes." What made you decide to like merge photography and makeup?
Oh man.
Because you have one Instagram account now.
I do have one Instagram account now.
Who told you to do that?
Okay, so I started my makeup account like a year ago, and it was great. I love that account. So it's still open. I'm just not active on it. But I just like, I hated having two Instagrams. I felt like I was two different people. It felt like I was dividing myself, and it was like this struggle for like a year. I would constantly talk to Hope about it, and she would get so mad at me.
Every single day.
Literally so mad. I was like, I just don't know what to do. And then finally during quarantine, I was just like, screw it. You know what? I'm just gonna do this, and we're just gonna merge it all together, because I think, you know what? I am a person. I am Erica. I am me, and that's kind of what I wanted, like my platform. Shut up. Don't give me that smirk. That's what I wanted my platform to be. So I just merged it all together, and I'm still trying to figure out like what I want to be. But the fact of the matter is, like, at the end of the day, it's just social media, and it really doesn't need to be that big of a deal. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's just, I'm a photographer. I also love makeup. I'm all of these things. Hey, if you want to follow me, dope, cool. You know, so
dope,
homie.
I have another Instagram question.
Okay.
I looked them back up.
Hit me with it.
While you were looking. Somebody wants to know, Sarah wants to know, what inspires us the most?
Ooh, in what capacity?
I don't know. I think this should just be self-interpreted.
I feel like in general, well, people inspire me. I think I look at like other people's artwork and how they interpret it, and I'm just like, oh my god, like now I'm seeing like a new way to it that I like didn't see initially. So like that inspires me. But I also find like a lot of inspiration from just like movies, pictures, art, just anything that's like someone else's interpretation of something, an emotion, an event,
And I feel like you're way more artsy than me, and like you can appreciate that way more than me.
Yeah.
Like you're so good at looking at a movie and being like, I can't believe they thought to light it that way. And I like never would have thought that, you know?
Yeah.
Like we go see movies and you and Josh like look
geek
at stuff.
out about the cinematography.
But but like it makes me appreciate it more, because I don't look at stuff like that like you guys do. But that's very true. Like you're very analytical of art. I wanted to say that I'm just like very inspired by like the freedom that comes with entrepreneurship. Like,
yeah, that as well. That's such a big piece.
Which like feels like, I don't know if that's gonna make sense to people, but like I love the ability to just like build my own schedules and projects and just like know that I can kind of do whatever I feel most inspired to do. And I also just get really inspired by like traveling and really inspired by spending time with my family. Like the thing that refuels me the most and makes me feel like most excited about life is when I guess like go to a new place with my family.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like anytime I spend time with like my friends, like that's why it's been so important for like during this quarantine, like the fact that I took the time out to like go see my family and like seeing like you coming here. Like I just feel like myself again. I'm like, oh, my people, I love you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm very affected by my environment too.
You
like
are.
if I'm not getting like enough sleep, if I don't feel inspired by like the way my house is decorated, if the vibes and the feng shui are off,
The feng shui.
I pick up on it.
Yes.
Hope Taylor does not function well. Like if you were to put me in like a black box of a room with no windows, I think
I could not.
I would spontaneously combust.
Yeah, I could not either.
I need some fluffy flowers, some bright.
You touched on like saying your home space is a big one too. Like I am all about like, especially because we work from home, I think that's so important. You have to have a space that inspires you. You have to look at your space and be like, oh, this just makes me happy, because you are seeing the same four walls every single day.
All day, every day.
So you have to really create a space that is comforting, that is inviting, that is inspiring, that gets your creative juices flowing. So that's really important.
Well, and I've learned that you have to create spaces for rest and spaces for work too.
Yes.
What motivates you during the quarantine to like keep working?
I'm not gonna lie, that one. It's been rough.
It's been rough for me too.
It's been rough during quarantine. Hope and I have definitely had several FaceTime calls where we're just like, how are we gonna get through this?
No, we literally will call each other and be in bed at noon and be like,
what do we do?
I can't today.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I can't today either. And I'm like, great, let's just not.
Yeah, let's
and
just
then
not.
we just don't. And then we just don't.
It's been really hard. I think, like you said, like just trying to take time for yourself and like, so fun fact, Hope and I actually have the same therapist.
That's such a good thing to bring up. I forgot that was even a thing.
We have the same therapist. Maria is her name. Maria, she's a legend.
Our bestie.
We love her. And so I actually have known Maria for a long time. She used to do therapy with my family when I was really little. And then as I got into therapy as an adult, I revisited her. Anyway, and then I was like, Hope, you need to see this. Years. I told Hope, I was like, you need to see this woman. She will change your life. Like, I promise you, you need to go, whatever. And then finally, I convinced her to go, and now. Anyway, so long story, we both see the same therapist.
Yeah.
And what was the original question? How do I stay inspired during quarantine?
Yeah, like how have you been handling it?
And Maria says all the time, she's like, you can only take off the shelf what you can control right now, and you need to put the other things on the shelf and leave them. Love Maria. So I think it's been in the challenge of that, is like every day I wake up and instead of like letting the world just like in my head like overwhelm me, I'm like, okay, you know what? No, today we're gonna focus on right now. Right now you're gonna get out of bed, you're gonna make yourself a cup of coffee or tea, we're gonna take that jar off, we're gonna make ourselves happy, we're gonna put that up and we're gonna focus on the next thing. Like you really just have to do it one piece at a time. And I think just like doing whatever you can control to like find inspiration. So it's like for me, I think going outside and like going to the beach a lot has been really like awesome for me. And
freeing.
like
I feel like it's like been freeing.
I just like, I need to get out of my head. I need to get out of the space. Like I need to just not even think about anything else and just make myself happy. And I feel like in return, then the inspiration and the motivation comes when I feel myself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think that's so true.
Yeah.
Well, and Eric and I both have anxiety. I feel like that needs to be mentioned too. So we
Yes.
both have anxiety, which is part of why we both see Maria. For us, like the anxiety piece of the like pandemic stuff and just the world in general lately has been like really heavy because we both have anxiety in different
ways.
Like it manifests in different ways for both of us. So for me, I get anxious when I feel like I'm a type 3. That was, well, never mind, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was one of the other questions. But like I just struggle with like not feeling productive. That's one of the places my anxiety manifests, is like when I feel like I'm not being productive, my anxiety just snowballs into like, well, what are you worth doing with your time then?
I'm like that too, but then it's in like the snowball where it's like, then I'm not productive,
You're
and then it makes,
paralyzed by
and then
it.
and then it just is a spiral that's terrible.
No, and that happens to me some days too. I've gotten better about that piece of it just because for me it's like I literally just cannot let myself.
What do you do to like push yourself out of that?
Some days I don't. Some days I just let myself have it. Like if it's a day where it's just like there's seriously too much for me to handle, I just won't. I'll just take a day off of work and like obviously I won't ever do that if there's like a pressing deadline or something where I'm gonna like let somebody down. Right, but there's days where I just need the space and the mental capacity. That's kind of why I haven't filmed for so long. It's been a month and a half since I've posted a new YouTube video. Yeah. And I just like knew I needed to give myself space, and there's times where that's okay. But then there's times where I just have to like be like, Hope, and for me, a morning routine has been a game changer during quarantine. Like,
Really?
I have never been a morning routine person.
I'm not either.
Like, and I'm not a morning person. I never was an early morning person. And during quarantine, I started waking up at like 7:30. Like, just my body would naturally wake up because there's nothing to do. So you go to bed earlier, right? Like, I'm not gonna go out with my friends until 1 a.m. because it's quarantine. And so I would get up at like 7:30, and then Maria, our queen, like, I was just noticing that at the end of my work days, I was like feeling really frustrated with myself and like really just drained, and like I like had nothing left to give by like 4 o'clock in the day. And then I would be like frustrated with my family and like just giving them bad energy, and like just by the end of the day I was frustrated. And she was like, well, hope you're getting up at 7 o'clock and going straight into work where you have to pour into people 24/7. Like, you're a coach, you're on Instagram, like all you're doing is helping people.
You're not helping yourself first.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything to fill your cup up. So every day you're waking up with like a mostly empty cup and then pouring out 3 cups worth of stuff from a half empty cup. And I was like, thanks, Maria. So she was like, what you need to do is you need to get up in the morning and do something for yourself. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, but it needs to be, first of all, it needs to feel productive but have nothing to do with work. So you can separate productivity from business a little bit. But it needs to do something to like set yourself up for success. What is our most embarrassing photography related story? Like, embarrassing like client situation, or like where you made yourself look like an idiot in front of a client.
I've done that a lot.
I've done that
so many times.
So many times.
Do you have one that like sticks out to you?
2 weeks ago, no, that's dramatic. It was like a month ago. I drove, so I live about 30 minutes from downtown Charleston, and all my shoots
that's
are
not
downtown
bad. This story is not
No, this is embarrassing. It was one of my first shoots in Charleston, and I was so excited about it. And I drove almost all the way downtown, and I realized I left my camera at home. Like,
yeah, but you had time to go back and get it.
Yeah, but I was like 20 minutes late. But like, who leaves for a session and leaves not just like a lens or a memory card, but the whole camera, the whole bag? I didn't have anything.
Okay, I have a good one.
Okay, go.
Okay, so mine was at the beginning of my photography. I had just bought my camera, which was a huge deal. Saved up all of my money, bought my camera and my lens.
Do I know this story?
You might. We were using one of my cameras for the setup for Josh's wedding, and it was on a tripod in like the back of the ceremony. Ooh, nice glitter.
I feel very fancy.
It was on a tripod in the back of the ceremony, and people were exiting, the guests were all exiting, and some guest like knocked over the camera and it fell and hit the it was stone, and I didn't have it insured yet. I literally just got it, didn't have it insured yet, and I felt so bad because I yelled at the guy, like not in a mean way, but I was like, oh my God, like, because it literally fell, and I thought like the lens snapped. I thought it was dumb, like $5,000 down the drain. Like, I was so mad, and the guy felt so bad, so I felt bad for yelling at him, but I just like yelled and made a scene, and instinct, and I was like, oh, luckily it was okay. Thank God it was okay, but that was really embarrassing. I've also like fallen a lot during sessions.
I've fallen so many times. I literally was doing a shoot in DC, and there was a construction hole that I didn't see, and I was backing up to get like a wide shot, and I just fell through it waist deep into like this construction hole.
Oh my God.
And then I had a shoot.
I fell in the water once.
I did too. Well, I was stepping in the water to get a lake shot.
Yes, and the rock was too slippery.
Okay, so I've done that, but I also stepped on a piece of glass that sliced my foot open, and
oh my God,
I didn't want this like senior's mom to panic, so I'm like, oh no, I'm fine.
And you were like gushing blood.
No, literally, she looked down and I'm like standing in a pool of my own blood because it like went really deep into my foot, and then it was like mixing with the water. Oh my God, it was so dramatic.
When was that?
Like 2 years ago. I for sure have like gone to get the wrong dad for a first look, thinking it was the dad of the bride, and it was the dad of the groom, and the dad of the groom was like, why does the bride want to see me? And I was like, what do you mean?
That's another really awkward thing about weddings, is because like we don't know who anyone is when we show up, but everyone knows everyone and everyone knows us, but we have literally, unless you come up and introduce yourself, we don't know who you are.
We're useless.
The only time we figure out when people are is like
family formal.
Is in the important moments, like who walks you down the aisle, like who's helping you get dressed. I always just say like mom, like do you want to get your mom, and then I like figure out who it is.
Oh, and when we're doing family formals, like we call mom. I'm like, okay, mom, come here. Okay, uncle. Okay, grandpa, like come here.
Hold on this. So this is one eye so far. I'm gonna go do the other eye off of camera, and then we're gonna come back and finish the rest of her skin.
Yay! We're gonna cover up my crustiness.
We'll be back. All right, we are back. This is what we have so far. It took me literally like 3 minutes to do the other eye.
I shut up for a second, and she
I got to do it real quick. We're going to prime, and this is the primer that I've gotten like everyone addicted to. I freaking love this stuff. The Ura Henriksen Banana Bright Primer. It's the bomb.
How do you say the name?
Ura Henriksen. I don't know.
That was a lot of options.
Yeah, lots of options. For foundations, we are going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the Fresh-Wear, the 24-hour Fresh-Wear foundation. This foundation is bomb drugstore.
I don't think I've used this on my face.
Right? You have to try this?
No, I'm excited.
Ooh, me too.
She has to mix up a pasty color.
Yeah, we gotta mix up some light colors.
Because I'm very pasty. Okay, my favorite memory since moving to Charleston. Honestly, I love the time that you came. Like we spontaneously, like within 48 hours.
Literally, no. The next morning, I had the flight.
Yeah,
we booked it that night.
We both were having like the most horrible week, and we usually FaceTime like every day. Oh, that's another question we need to answer. But we FaceTime like every day, and so we were both just having the worst week, and we like both knew we weren't having a good week. And so I was like, well, what if you just like came here? Like neither of us have huge work weeks next week. Like what if like I bought you a ticket and you just came here and like we did some content stuff and like did some work and
it was so nice.
Wrote it off.
I literally cried.
But like you came and we did content. Like we made it productive. You helped me with so much stuff.
We did. That's when I organized your closet.
Yeah, I know. I needed it. Like I literally needed the help. And so we got you a ticket and it was so fun. We laid in my hammock outside.
Yes, and ate true fruit.
Yes.
I remember that.
It was so good. That was really, because that was my first time I got to show somebody else Charleston when it was like my home. Like I've always loved Charleston, but I finally got to like.
That's how I feel with you being here now. Like this is the first time I get to show someone like, hey, this is where I live. This is the
that is so white.
Honey, you're very white. It's okay.
How have we stayed such good friends living on opposite sides of the country?
FaceTime.
Well,
first of all, Hope and I are like best friends. Is like we're like this. Like we talk to each other multiple times a day. Like
we FaceTime each other like
multiple times.
Yeah, consistently.
And we just have always been that way. So I feel like for us it was never really an issue because anytime like either of us needs each other, like we just always pick up. And we just always talk to each other.
But you're the first person that knows anything that happens.
Yeah, same with you. And so just FaceTime and like keeping the communication really strong I think is important. And just like taking the time. And I feel like with I don't know, I feel like sometimes with friendships, it's like sometimes people feel like they need a reason to call. And like sometimes we just call like every morning, every time she gets her, like does her face, like, does her makeup, she calls me.
Yeah, because it's 10 a.m. where I am and it's like 7 a.m. for you. So you're like just waking
And we
up.
used to do that when I lived in Fredericksburg and you lived in Charleston.
Yeah.
So
we also like post-shoot always call each other while we're like calling and doing sneak peeks.
Yeah, and send each other like the galleries and like all that kind of stuff. So we've just like kept our communication really strong and just like, you know, just continue to talk to each other. I don't know, it really hasn't been a challenge for us, I don't feel like. No. At least not for me. For you.
Well, no, and we've said this too, like when we lived close together, because for a period right before I moved to Charleston, we lived like
really close.
Really close, and we were almost hanging out too much. Like there was the only times in our friendship where we've like had like phases of like butting heads is when we've hung out too much. Like we've been like all up in each other's space. So it's almost like I feel like we're like almost closer now that you live far away because it's like what's the saying that you like value the time together more? Oh, distance makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah. But it's so true. Do you not feel that way? Like I feel like we're.
I'm sorry.
I feel like we're closer. Since I moved.
I agree. What's your favorite part about our friendship?
Oh.
Like, what's your favorite thing about like us being as close as we are?
Well, I've already said this, but that you're my honest friend. Like I know I can come to you and you're going to be honest with me. Yeah. But like that comes with like stupid stuff like outfit advice. But it also is like boy advice and life advice and like sometimes I want to punch you in the face because sometimes you're so blunt that I'm like that's not what I wanted to hear.
I know you hate it, but it's
especially with boys. Erica has very.
Listen to me.
High expectations. This woman is a gem. This woman is a gem, and if you do not treat her like the queen she is, I will come for you.
That's really nice of you, but right now I look very special.
We're getting there, okay?
All right, we're working on it. But yeah, so that's my favorite is just that like you're always my honest friend about that stuff. And then we relate about the mental health stuff and like we just have fun together. Like we match each other's energy.
We do match each other's energy really well. And that was gonna be mine. It's just how authentically myself I am around you. Like I am the most myself, I don't hold back anything around Hope. That's I am me and like
that's true.
You're like not that I'm not like that around my other friends, but like you know when you have your best friend that it's just like you said, our energy matches, so we just like
like when one of us is anxious about something, like we don't have to like pretend we're not. Yeah. Like we just talk about it because we both have anxiety.
And like we can relate to each other and be like, okay, well like, you know, I understand that may like you know, it's not crazy because like I get that and like, you know.
Or like if we want to cancel a plan last second because we're just like
we're not feeling good. It's like not like why are you doing that?
Erica, what is the ideal age of a man that I will date in your eyes? How old are you again?
23, right? No, 24, yeah.
24. I'm old. I just
24,
turned
you just turned 24, okay.
Yeah, I'm hurt.
Earliest 27, latest like 32.
Really? Youngest 27?
Yeah, you need an older man for sure. You need someone to match you. Not to say that another young man can't also, match your energy, but just generally speaking, I feel like it's we're kind of not normal to be at our age and like do what we do,
That's fair. I just wasn't expecting 27 to be the minimum. I thought like 24 would be the minimum.
I mean, obviously, but like in my eyes,
Okay,
in your experience.
Okay. In your most ideal world.
You look so pretty.
I like it.
I have never seen you with this much makeup, literally ever.
This is like not normally my vibe, but I like it. Like it's really pretty. Like I'm looking in the mirror. I could never do this to my face. Like if I tried to do this, I would literally look like I was a kindergartner who got into like a marker box. But like it looks so good. Like you blend it. You're a talented little nugget. Talented little nugget. We're about to film another video for her channel.
Yes.
We're gonna do a fun little juicy Q&A, and I'm gonna change my outfit, and I think I'm gonna keep this makeup.
Yeah?
Yeah, so if you wanna come see us on her channel, I'll put it up here. But thank you guys for following. If you wanna follow me on Instagram, it's here. Follow Erica at Erica Medlin. And thank you guys for tuning in.
We love
See you next week. Bye! And that's that on that. Get me a White Claw.